I'm not new to the concept of learning new mechanics in Monster Hunter games. I learned styles in GU pretty quickly. Same with Frontier. I learned how to use the Clutch Claw pretty easily in Iceborne. Wirebugs and Sunbreak, the whole 9 yards. Usually, when a new mechanic or mechanics are introduced in a Monster Hunter game, it doesn't take that long for me to catch on and get used to it. And the title of this video, while worded objectively, it's not objective at all. Like, it is entirely subjective, and you might not have this experience at all with Wilds from what we've played in the beta. But for me personally, Wilds has been the most difficult Monster Hunter game to learn. Not to say it's necessarily the most difficult Monster Hunter game overall. I mean, depending on who you ask, it might be. But it's definitely the hardest to learn from my perspective. There's a lot going on in Wilds, a lot of new stuff to learn, and having to learn all of it at once combined means I fumble quite a bit. That's just me personally. And the gameplay you see in the background, I'm not playing that well. I mean, I'm not playing terribly. I'm functional. I'm fine. But for somebody who's playing this franchise for over a decade, you'd expect a bit more skill from someone like me. I mean, you watch this gameplay right now, and you go watch a speedrunner who has mastered the game's mechanics and knows how to play the game and all the weapon moves. It's night and day who plays better. Like, obviously, I'm comparing myself to speedrunners, and that's not exactly fair. But yeah, it's everything all at once. Offsets. You attack a monster, like you make your weapon clash with their attacks, and it knocks them over, and you get like an attack buff with the Doshikuma set. I rarely do offsets. Like, I almost never do them because, I mean, I'm so focused on the monster's moveset, attacking, being efficient with damage. I'm not really thinking about timing my own weapon hit to go against theirs. It's just not something my brain has registered as second nature yet. I only use focus mode when going for focus strikes, and I feel like I should be using it more often. Isn't that the point of focus mode? Should I be using it the whole hunt? Like, I feel like that'd be a little weird. I'd have to use L2 all the time. I've only been using it when I need to land focus strike and target wounds. New weapon moves are throwing me off because I'm using old muscle memory from older games. So I end up doing moves I don't mean to do, and it's throwing off my movements. I've never even performed a clash at all, but, you know, I don't really use blocking weapons in the beta. I've mainly been using, like, switch axe and longsword and stuff. All of this combined means I'm just not used to the flow of Wilds. I'm not used to how the game feels. There's so much new stuff. It's so unlike any other Monster Hunter game I've played. And I'm not even saying this is a bad thing. Like, I'm not even complaining necessarily. This isn't a negative video. It's simply an observation. I'm sure I will get used to these new mechanics and weapon moves over time. I'll eventually get good at it. It's just taking a lot longer to learn than other Monster Hunter games. Like, before I'd catch on to the new mechanics in like an hour of playing, here I've been playing the beta, like all of the combined betas, for at least 20 hours, and I am still nowhere near as proficient as I should be. Having to learn all these mechanics with all these new monsters and their new movesets, having to learn them at the same time, and also navigating the new maps, trying to figure them out, trying to learn where all the environmental traps are, it's a lot of brain power. It takes a lot for me to memorize and learn all at once. So perhaps I'm just going about it wrong. Maybe I should just take the learning curve one step at a time, learn the weapons one at a time, offsets, focus mode, everything, and just take it slow. So I want to know what you guys think. Are you having a hard time learning Wilds, getting good at the game? It's honestly just a little bit embarrassing that I'm fumbling the bag this much. But, you know, I get it. We all gotta learn. We all gotta get used to new games. I'm sure Wilds will click with me eventually. It's just gonna take longer than usual. I'm still, of course, ridiculously excited for the game. Obviously, I'm gonna be playing it for thousands of hours, no doubt about that. It's just, wow. It's a big brain game. It just takes a lot of understanding to play Wilds well, compared to other Monster Hunter games. Doesn't make it the hardest Monster Hunter game, but it does make it the hardest to learn, in my opinion. Before I close this video, I just want to say, sorry if my voice sounds all kind of off. I am recording this very early in the morning, and my voice hasn't quite woken up, so I'm very scratchy and raspy and squeaky. Probably should have recorded this later, but yeah, just a short video. Want to talk about Wilds, how it's hard for me to learn. Tell me in the comments, are you having the same struggles as me? Is the game like really having a hard time clicking with you? Or are you like totally proficient, you're good to go, all that stuff? So yeah, that's it.